Welcome students. Today we will start with the fourth chapter, Understanding Laws. You may be familiar with certain laws like the age at which a person can vote or the laws that deal with buying and selling of property. We all know that Parliament is in charge of making the laws. But do these laws apply to everyone? How do the laws come into being? Could there be some laws that are unpopular or controversial? And what should we do as citizens under such a situation? These are some of the questions that you might be able to answer by the end of this chapter. The Constitution has established the rule of law. That means all persons in independent India are equal before the law. The law will not discriminate between persons on the basis of religion, caste, gender. Rule of law clearly means that all laws apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above the law. Neither a government official, nor a wealthy person, nor even the president of the country is above the law. Any crime or any violation of law has specific punishment. And there also is a procedure through which the guilt of the person can be established. But it was not always like this. In ancient India, there were different degrees of punishments for different castes. This slowly began to change. During the colonial period, it is often believed that British were the ones who introduced the rule of law in India. But historians, they dispute on this claim because of two reasons. They believe that the colonial law was arbitrary. Arbitrary laws mean the laws that are forced upon the people. They also believe that Indian nationalists were the ones who played a main role in the development of the legal sphere in India. Because their British arbitrariness can be better understood with a few examples. One was the Sedition Act of 1870. Under this, any person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without due trial. Indian nationalists started protesting and criticizing such arbitrary use of British authority, or I should say misuse of British authority. Another example was the Rowlatt Act, which allowed the British government to imprison people without due trial, and nationalists like Mahatma Gandhi were in opposition to the Rowlatt Bills. In spite of large number of protests, the Rowlatt Act came into effect on 10th March 1919. This resulted in the Jallianwala Bagh incident in the next month, April 1919. The famous Jallianwala Bagh massacre you all are familiar with. By the end of the 19th century, Indian legal professionals also began demanding respect in the colonial courts. They started using law to defend the legal rights of Indians. The Indian judges played a greater role in making the decisions. And therefore, we can see that in several ways, Indians played a major role in the evolution of rule of law during the colonial period. So we cannot accept the British claim to establishing the rule of law in India. And when we adopted the Constitution, it became the foundation for our representatives for making laws for the country. Every year our representatives pass new laws as well as revise the existing ones. For example, the Hindu Succession Act was revised to Hindu Succession Amendment Act in the year 2005. According to this new law, the sons, daughters and their mothers could get an equal share of the family property. whereas earlier it was not so. So, how do people think and propose that a new law is necessary? Well, I'll tell you about this in the next session. Until then, stay home and stay safe. Have a good day. Thank you.